The three words I would use to describe Zebedees is delicious, nutritional and professional. I'm Nehal. I own Whitehill Nursery. It was first established in 1999 by my predecessors, and I bought the nursery in July 2016. We have had three outstandings, making it a hat trick. Lucky enough to be based on a school site with access to a large outdoor space and the wildlife which the children go down to in the summer. And parents seem to choose us because we have a fantastic team who give 110% to all our children. We initially introduced Zebedees in September 17. Parents were a little reluctant to try them, thinking their children will not try any of the foods and they won't eat what's on the menu. So we had to stop them. And then in September 2018, I reintroduced them, making them compulsory for any child that stayed over the lunch period. And we've been working with Zebedees for the last 3 years since. Okay, when we initially started with Zebedees in 17, we struggled to get the minimum order and we were barely having 7 to 8 children wanting hot meals, hence why we stopped them. When we reintroduced them, I made the complete change of no packed lunches and converting straight to hot meals and made it compulsory. The downside of having some packed lunches in there was because some children will look at other children's lunchboxes and think, oh, where's mine? And they wouldn't even try their own food because they want a packed lunch. And also within that lunchbox, you know, parents were sending in unhealthy treats, they were sending in crisps or chocolates or a cake, you know, things like that. And we wanted to adapt a healthy eating policy, which is why we made the complete change and said no packed lunches at all. I find that children are more willing to try if there are no packed lunches and they want to try what's on their plate. You get the odd child that thinks actually we don't want this, but we always encourage them to try this, try the meals. And if there are packed lunches, I just think it distracts other children from wanting to try as well. So when we were looking at making the transition from packed lunches to hot meals, we found Zebedees' website. I called them, had an initial consultation, and we were very impressed with everything that they offered. Okay, when I wanted to make the transition, I decided I had to completely stop the packed lunches for parents and children to fully enjoy the hot meals. So I decided to do it at the beginning of our academic year, where we have new parents being introduced to this way, so they're not used to the old way of just packed lunches. Obviously we still had our old parents and families who were then, obviously we had to talk them through it, send out the healthy eating policy, things like that. So I made it compulsory and started at the beginning of the academic year for that reason. Parents had initial reservations because they were now not given the option of having a packed lunch, and they just had to abide by, you know, having hot meals. The staff didn't really have many reservations about it because they could see that it was more nutritional for the children, it was a better option, and it was in line with our healthy eating policy. So I think the staff were quite happy with the transition. With the parents, we convinced them by getting them to try it out, and we said to them, look, you know, we won't leave them hungry, we'll always encourage them to try the meals, and if they don't, they've always got a snack in the afternoon, and they would have had a snack in the morning as well, so they, you know, they don't go through a whole day without any meals. So our lunch break is half an hour, and it's excluded from the session charges, and we charge that as an extra for lunch club only. It gives the parents an option. If their child is in for the morning session, it gives them an option if they want them to stay for the lunch, and vice versa for the afternoon session as well. If they want to stay for lunch and come in that much earlier, they have that option too. Making the transition from packed lunch to hot meals, I think my biggest point on this was more about the whole healthy eating policy rather than a financial gain. Which is why I think it's benefited the children, because they're getting healthy meals, they're not snacking on unhealthy treats during the day, However, the staff are then not having to sort through lunch boxes and just thinking about who's having what and checking through lists and things like that. So with everybody having hot meals, I think all the children are then benefiting from enjoying their meal rather than being rushed through it. We are very impressed with the service we get from Zebedees. If there are any problems, one phone call and they've dealt with it. We find them very efficient and professional.